What is going on, guys? Yushin here from C0 Media. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Vietnam motorcycle road trip where I showed you what kind of equipment I brought with me. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how you can go about buying or renting a motorcycle in Vietnam. One of the most common questions I see around the web is, do you need a license in Vietnam to be able to ride or rent or purchase a motorcycle? The quickest answer is no, but it wouldn't hurt to have an international driver's license. When I went without international driver's license. You just kind of have to know how to ride a motorcycle. And in fact, which just blows my mind, is that some of the locals I met during the trip who were way too underage to be on a motorcycle, did not have a license, did not have insurance. I suppose if you live in Vietnam as an expat or as an international resident, you definitely want a license and insurance. But if you're just going there for a couple weeks as a tourist, you don't need a license or insurance. What you do need though, if you're buying a motorcycle, is what's called the blue card. This is basically a registration for your motorcycle that you get with the motorcycle when you purchase the bike. It just shows that the motorcycle is road legal, because what I heard is a lot of motorcycles that were stolen in Vietnam would end up in Laos or Cambodia or some other country across the border and sold for way more price than it would have been if it was to be sold in Vietnam. With that being said though, when I was looking for motorcycles in Vietnam that were more powerful, and I mean like 250 and above, some of the shops told me that I do need a proof of license, international driver's license, just so I can show them that I can handle the motorcycle. Just because you have a motorcycle license though doesn't mean that you can handle the bike. So I'm like, what the hell? Now the reason why I say you don't need anything more powerful than like a 150 or 250 is mainly because the road conditions in Vietnam is not that great. First of all, there's a lot of traffic. A lot of times it's not well kept, not just in terms of potholes, but also like dirt, mud, trash. Sometimes there's animals running around, like cows sleeping on the road. There's dogs running around. And as an animal lover, I hate to say this, but I did hit a dog on a road trip. I just couldn't do anything about it. It just happened, but I'll talk about that later. Now, when you're looking for motorcycles in Vietnam, there are, I guess, two big options, right? You can go with a scooter that you can ride on the streets that the locals use, or you can go with like a dual sport, the type of motorcycle I rented on this trip, a 150cc Honda dual sport. I highly recommend that you go with a dual sport, because a lot of times you'll be going off-roading, a lot of times you'll be on the pavement and all of a sudden it just cuts out and you're just left with dirt open road. So you're just like, okay, you'll be kind of screwed in that situation if you're on a scooter. And scooters top out I don't know, like 80 kilometers per hour, which to be honest will take forever for you to do your road trip. Our motorcycles topped out at 110, so a lot of times we found ourselves just gunning it at 110, flying through traffic. And yes, that is above the speed limit. What's also great about Vietnam, similar to like Mexico or I don't know, Thailand, is that, well, Thailand's more strict, is that if you get pulled over for traffic offense, you can usually bribe the police officer. So I highly recommend that you put like $20-$30 in your pocket, Vietnamese in your pocket, in case you do get pulled over for speeding or I don't know, running a red light or making an illegal U-turn, something like that. Just so you can give a gift to the police officer. You might sound crazy if you're an American rider or European rider going to Vietnam, but it's just the way it is over there. Now, if you're caught without insurance, license, whatever, you get in an accident, I guess the fines do go up in range, but I have never heard of people paying like thousands of dollars. Maybe like $100 at most US, or maybe $200 US at most. So now comes to where do you find shops to rent a motorcycle? Of course, you can go on Google, type in Vietnam motorcycle rental shops, and there will be a couple shops that will come up for you. However, those shops would tend to be more expensive due to the fact that it's mostly located in tourist central area. You'll see this in my video today, but the tourism, more common, well-known motorcycle shop called Flamingo was charging almost 3 times more expensive than what I found locally. And how I found this local motorcycle rental shop is on Facebook. There's a lot of backpacker, motorcycle, road trip type Facebook groups online. Just join there, say hi, I'm arriving to Hanoi, Hoi An, wherever on this day. I'm looking for 150cc's, what's up, send me a message, and your inbox will be filled with messages just in 5 minutes. My friend, if we posted on there, got like 20 messages in one day. So you have no problem finding motorcycle in a country where majority of vehicles on the road is motorcycles. Another tip for renting or buying a motorcycle, for those of you who are doing a road trip from Saigon to Hanoi, which would take about at least 3 weeks, maybe a month, is that it is better off to start from the north end in Vietnam and go south than to go from south to north, which is the route we took, because that's, I don't know for what reason, but a lot of people go from south to north, and there are a lot more bikes available in northern cities like Hanoi than there are in south. So if you're looking for the best deals, land in Hanoi and look for your bikes there and make your way down south instead. Now, as for purchasing a motorcycle, the most common motorcycle I found in Vietnam is the Honda Win. It is basically a knockoff Chinese version of the genuine Honda Win, and most of the Honda Wins you find in Vietnam is going to be the Chinese knockoff version. I think the genuine Honda Japanese Wins do not have electric start, it's kickstart only. So if your Honda Win that you find in Vietnam has both the kickstarter and the electric start, it is most likely a Chinese knockoff. Now, just because it's not a genuine Honda Win doesn't mean that it's a piece of crap. Just because it's made in China doesn't mean it's not going to be reliable. I believe Honda stopped production of the Honda Wins in 2005, and ever since then the Chinese have been manufacturing these bikes. And from what I have seen, what I read, what I have heard on the streets of Vietnam, Chinese Honda Wins are just as reliable as the real Honda Wins. And that is actually the motorcycle one of our buddies, Shresh, bought, and we had no problem with the Honda Win he purchased, except that it caught on fire after a fuel leak and had to change the spark plug and a couple issues here and there, but nothing really, no major significant issues with the Honda Win. I do wish it had more of a top end so that it could keep up to our CRF 150s, but it did the job. As for pricing for these motorcycles, whether you're buying or renting, it totally depends on the engine capacity of the motorcycle. But for example, our CRF 150 cost us, I believe, $15 a day, which is dirt cheap, with $1,000 deposit. Some shops will charge you about maybe $30 up to $45 for 150. $45 is insane for a 150. You shouldn't be paying that. $30 to maybe $20, I would say, is a pretty fair deal. As for purchasing the Honda Win, it's going to cost you somewhere around $100 to $300–400 range, which again is dirt cheap. You can buy a motorcycle for $100 in Vietnam. Yeah, that's crazy. And you don't have to register it because it comes with a blue card, insurance, license. None of that is required. Now, if you do find a genuine Honda Win, it will cost you about $600 up towards of $2,000. So Chinese Honda Win for the win. See what I did there? Alright, so that's enough of me talking. Like I said, I want this documentary to be informative, not just entertaining. So I'm gonna skip back to the footage I filmed in Vietnam. We went to a couple shops. The first one was a little scooter shop with a buddy called Bruce. I went to Flamingo Motorsports. Didn't buy a bike there or rent a bike there because it was too expensive in the touristy area. And then the third one, I went to Dong Motorsports and I decided to rent my CRF 150 there. And our friend Shresh decided to purchase a motorcycle off Facebook from a couple from France. And man, I don't know what's with French people. I don't know what you guys teach your kids or what's in your wine, but every time I'm traveling to like an exotic location, like hiking up to Machu Picchu in Peru, or hiking a mountain in Brazil, or going to the temple in Thailand, I run into French people. I love the fact that French people love to travel and the fact that I run into them at the most random places on earth. I wish more nationalities were like that. But anyways, that's enough of me talking. Back to the Vietnam footage. Alright guys, now we're at Ben Pan Market. V over here is gonna be meeting up with a stranger off the internet like he's used to. And we're gonna find Grindr. Didn't know we could get motorcycles on Grindr. So we're gonna check out the motorcycle this guy Bruce is offering. See what kind of condition it's in.
Yeah.
The guy is asking what he looks like and you sent him that picture. It's a Facebook filter. Now he's not replying anymore. Yeah, I wonder why. Good job, V. Good job. He thinks he's gonna get murdered. Alright, now we're inside the market because he sent a weird picture to the guy. He got scared off. So we're gonna get some breakfast and deal with motorcycles afterward. What are you getting?
Sugarcane juice.
Sugarcane drink. It's actually not bad. Here's Stretch, the other guy, other Kari that's joining us on this trip. We just had some awesome fun. Probably the most amazing fun I've had in my life. Headed to check out a motorcycle with this dude, Bruce. He owns a motorcycle shop, apparently. So see what he has. There's our guy, Bruce. He's gonna get us a taxi to get to his place. Oh, we're renting bicycles, huh? Is that what you want?
Next one are cars.
All right.
That one?
You don't want a Vespa.
You want a Vespa?
You don't want a Vespa. Yeah, we can't get around with that though. We're going off-roading. So we're at the first shop here, and the thing is, a lot of these bike shops in Vietnam only carry scooters, and we're gonna be going some rough roads, right? We're gonna be going on roads, so what we're looking for is a dual sport. So I think we're gonna skip on this shop and find a dope bike, Honda 150, 250 type motorcycles. Alright, now I'm at this Flamingo rental place. This is like middle of tourism area, so the bikes here are a little more expensive. They're asking $40 a day for the 250 that's here and $30 a day for the 150. So I just took the 250 out for a ride. It's fun, it's loud, but for $40 a day I gotta think about it. Let's see what they got. Yeah, this is what we need. You take this. 15 a day for this as well. I like that, man. It looks like a little 100cc. $10 a day? This one? How many cc's is this? 125. 125? Yeah, take 5 speeds? 4 speed or 5 speed? 4. 4? We're gonna get stuck. It doesn't even start. It doesn't even start right now. Oh, I like the sound though. Yeah. Oh, it's slow. It's slow. That's all you need though. We're taking them out for a quick spin, see how they run. We're gonna be relying on these vehicles for a week in the middle of nowhere, so we're gonna make sure it rides well. Baby dick. Come on, Ishin. Show us what you got. This thing has no torque. Alright, so took the bikes for test drive. 150 is great. It's gonna be perfect for our road trip. But the other bike, 200cc, I don't even know what kind of bike it was. It sounds awesome. It's gonna be great around town, but probably not for a road trip. So we're gonna go find another motorcycle and give that a spin. I'm trying to see if they have another 150 like this that's available, or 250 around here. You know, in Vietnam, because it's mostly scooters, it's somewhat difficult to find a dual sport dirt bike type bike like this. This is top of the line Asia, a ride replica. So I'm sure most of you know this, but when you're renting or buying a bike, make sure you check the bike, right? So check the tire wear. What? If you're renting, it's not that big of a deal. If you're buying, you can negotiate. Make sure the chain tension is okay. Make sure it's lubricated. Make sure there's no oil leaks, obviously, from the engine, transmission, whatever. No fuel leaks. tread wear. This tire is pretty much gone, but whatever, that should be okay. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure all your lights work, make sure your horn works. Here in Vietnam you use the horn quite often. And that's that. And there's gonna be another guy coming to the hotel who is another backpacker finishing up his trip. So we're gonna check out his bike and see if Shreyas wants to buy the bike or not. If it's a piece of shit, we'll come back here, rent another 150, and we'll be on the way tomorrow. Alright guys, I finally got myself a motorcycle after running around Vietnam all day trying to find the best deal, best shops, and the most reliable fun motorcycle. Went with a Honda 150, can't go wrong with the Honda reliability. 15 bucks a day, $1,000 deposit, which was a complete chaos with communication issues, with nobody speaking English over here, and credit card fees and all that. I'm also taking the motorcycle here from Saigon to Da Nang, which is a one-way trip, so there's like a $50 shipping return fee that I have to pay for. But 15 bucks a day, you can't really go wrong with that. And also one thing they told me was that with these motorcycles, I have to change the oil every 700 miles. The trip is going to be about, I don't know, 700 kilometers. The trip is gonna be about 1,000 kilometers, which means I'm gonna have to change the oil halfway into the trip, which shouldn't be an issue because there's motorcycle mechanics everywhere in a country where there's motorcycles literally 10 times more than cars. So that's that. I'm gonna take the motorcycle back to the hotel, rest up, and head out on my road trip tomorrow morning. So she's just meeting up with the guys who he might be buying the bike from. What is it? It's a Honda Wind?
Honda Detach Wind, right? How long have you guys had it for?
1 month.
1 month? Man, I wish I could do it for a month.
I wish too.
You came from Hoi An?
Yeah,
Hanoi?
To the north, into Laos.
Oh, we went to Laos?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then we go down, we arrive in the middle of Vietnam.
Yeah.
So we go down to Ho Chi Minh.
First fill up here in Saigon. Rush hour right now is pretty chaotic. We're gonna fill up all the bikes today, rest up, and head out tomorrow morning.